This video is just kind of a joke. Basically what I want to do is kind of show students how much ridiculous work they do if they don't learn other programs. So what I'm going to do is take this and wipe out the UVs. Okay, and then I'm going to export this out as an OBJ. I'll export it as PowerBox onto my desktop. No materials, I'll leave that off. I'm going to undo this now. Now that I've exported it out, I can undo it until I get my UVs back. Alright, now let's go into Blender for a second. Let's go File, New, X on the keyboard, Delete, File, Import, Wavefront Object. Let's go out to the desktop and grab PowerBox OBJ and import it in. Let's right click in this area and say Split Area. Down here, UV Image Editor. Tab on the keyboard. First right click, then tab. Let's go into User Preferences, go to Input, and choose Maya. Okay, we have our same navigation as in Maya, and if you do both of these, it'll navigate a little bit better. 1, 3, and 7 on the keyboard, okay, is your orthographics. You won't need them. There's no such thing as projections here. Well, we don't. There is, but we don't have to use them. Now I'm just going to go in here and select edges. I'm going to go in and tell this program where to cut. Okay, in this case I'm going to go like this and mark seam. Go over here, mark seam, here and here, mark seam. Okay, that will unfold this back part of it. Highlight this one, mark seam. Okay, now I'm just looking for areas I can unfold. Now you have to think a lot differently here. That's the only bad thing. And students have a hard time with the, trying to figure out which mark seam you got to put in here. You got to think of everything like a cardboard box. I try to tell them. Cardboard boxes. Unfolding a cardboard box. What's this look like? And you can't hurt anything here. I mean, you can always undo it and just give it a different seam. Okay, I'm going to start up here. Mark seam. It's better to start out with too few than too many. Alright, so what I'm going to do, we got this little guy here. This is Shift and Alt, by the way, to highlight the entire edge loop. So I'm going to go A on the keyboard, U on the keyboard, and unwrap. Basically, there's my UVs. I'm just looking for any one that might look a little odd, like this one right here. I grab it, hit G on the keyboard, and I can move it around. If you're scared of this program, you can always go back to Maya. Oh wait, we got one more thing. We got these little bolts here. God, I keep forgetting these little bolts. Okay, mark seam. Mark seam. Mark seam. Again, do that over here. U unwrap. So now I have two more shells in there. Those two. So now I'm done in this program. I can just export this out. If I don't feel like navigating this space and you're a Maya student, fine, go back to Maya and navigate it. If you're interested in using it, you can check out some of my vids on texture, material, and mapping for Blender. I show you the complete navigation for this. So export, wait for an object, and I can export this as desktop PowerBox OBJ right over the top of it, and then right back into Maya. I can move this out of the way if I wanted to, and I can import the new one. And there it is. If I move that one out of the way, I can now move this one back to 0. So this has all the UVs done, and now I can just kind of lay it back out. Again, taking the time to learn other programs, very important. If you try to do everything in one program, you're just doing a lot of extra work for nothing. Again, same thing applies. I go in here, scale up my parts. So it's sensitive for some reason. W on the keyboard, move these down. And try to fit these rest of these parts in here. I'm not going to do too much here because all these are uniformed. That's what's nice about Blender. It made all of them the size they need to be. I did upscale the res on the other ones just because I'm also going to upscale the res on the screws because the threads are very fine. So I need more texture resolution here. And there we go, UVs. Now that took about 10 minutes. The other one took about 20 minutes because it took up 2 videos. So there's a difference, saving 10 minutes. Alright, now that we went through this process, I just wanted to show it, and let's go on to the next video where we do some normal maps.